That rusted pickup truck rotting in your neighbor's backyard? It might be worth more than a brand new Lamborghini, and most people have no clue. While everyone's obsessing over the latest supercars, vintage pickup trucks have quietly become some of the most expensive vehicles on the planet. We're talking about trucks that originally cost less than a nice vacation now selling for $500,000 or more. Some have even crossed the $1 million mark. Today I'm counting down 15 vintage pickups that are now worth more than most supercars. You'll discover why a simple work truck can cost more than a Ferrari, which specific years and models to look for, and the crazy stories behind these astronomical prices. By the end of this video, you'll never look at an old pickup the same way again. Before we dive in, here's something wild. Only 1.5% of people watching this channel are actually subscribed. If you're getting value from these videos, hitting that subscribe button helps me tremendously in getting monetized and bringing you more content like this. The pickup truck market has gone absolutely insane. What used to be affordable transportation for farmers and construction workers has turned into a collector's gold mine. There are several reasons behind this madness. First, nostalgia is a powerful drug. Baby boomers who grew up with these trucks now have serious money to spend reliving their youth. Second, the build quality of vintage trucks was incredible. They were built to last forever, which means fewer survive in good condition today. Third, modern trucks have become so computerized and refined that people crave the simplicity and character of the old ones. But here's the kicker. Most of these trucks were never meant to be collector vehicles. They were workhorses, beaten up and thrown away when they couldn't work anymore. The few that survived in good condition are now worth fortunes. The collector market has also discovered something car enthusiasts have known for years. Rarity drives value. When only a handful of a particular truck exists in pristine condition, wealthy collectors will pay whatever it takes to own one. Let's start our countdown with some trucks that'll make your jaw drop. Number 15, 1953 to 1956 Ford F-100. The first generation F-100 changed everything. Ford ditched the old-school separate fenders and running boards for a sleek, integrated design that looked like nothing else on the road. Clean examples now sell for $80,000 to $120,000, with the absolute best reaching $150,000. What makes these special? Ford only made the first-gen F-100 for 4 years, and most got worked to death. The ones that survived often had their original flathead V8 engines swapped out over the years. Finding one with matching numbers is like discovering buried treasure. The 56 is particularly valuable because it was the last year for this design. Collectors pay premium prices for that final year, especially if it's got the optional V8 and comes in two-tone paint. Number 14, 1947 to 1953 Chevrolet 30-100. Chevy's advanced design trucks were revolutionary when they debuted in 1947. The rounded, integrated styling was so far ahead of its time that it influenced truck design for decades. Today, pristine examples sell for $90,000 to $140,000. The magic number here is 1950 to 1953. Those are the years collectors want most. Earlier trucks had some quirks that were worked out, and later trucks transitioned to different styling. The sweet spot models had the perfect combination of reliability and looks. Here's what drives prices crazy. Most of these trucks were heavily modified over the years. Finding one that's completely original, down to the hubcaps and interior, is nearly impossible. When one surfaces, collectors go nuts. Number 13, 1964 to 1966 Chevrolet C10. The first generation C10 introduced independent front suspension to pickup trucks, making them drive more like cars. This was huge because it meant these trucks could be daily drivers without beating you to death. Clean examples now bring $100,000 to $160,000. The 1966 is the holy grail year. It was the last year of this generation and had all the bugs worked out. Plus, it could be ordered with a legendary L79 327 engine, the same high-performance motor that went into Corvettes. Finding a 66C10 with an L79 is like winning the lottery. What really drives values is the short bed, fleet side combination. These trucks look perfect from every angle, and that timeless design has aged incredibly well. They look just as good today as they did 60 years ago. Number 12. 1969 to 1972 Chevrolet C10. The second generation C10 took everything great about the first generation and made it better. The styling was cleaner, the interiors were nicer, and the engines were more powerful. Top examples now sell for $120,000 to $180,000. The 1972 is particularly valuable because it was the last year before emissions regulations started strangling performance. You could still get a big block 454 that made serious power. These trucks were the end of an era, and collectors know it. Here's the thing that makes these trucks special. They hit the perfect sweet spot between classic styling and modern usability. They're old enough to be cool, but new enough to actually drive without constant breakdowns. Number 11. 1967 to 1972 Ford F100. Ford's fifth-generation F100 was gorgeous. The styling was clean and purposeful, and the twin I-beam front suspension made them handle better than anything else on the market. Pristine examples now bring $130,000 to $190,000. The 1969 is the most valuable year because it had the best of everything: refined styling, powerful engines, and solid build quality. But here's what really drives prices. Most of these trucks came with straight-six engines. Finding one with a V8, especially a big block, sends values through the roof. The short bed, regular cab configuration is what everyone wants. It has perfect proportions and looks like a truck should look. Ford nailed the design so well that modern F-150s still echo these styling cues. Number 10. 1955 to 1959 Chevrolet Task Force. Chevy's Task Force trucks were the company's answer to Ford's success with the F-100. The wraparound windshield and hooded headlights gave these trucks a distinctive look that collectors love. Top examples now sell for $140,000 to $200,000. The 1957 is the sweet spot year. It had the best styling and could be ordered with Chevy's legendary 283 V8, the same engine that made the 57 Corvette famous. Finding a 57 with the original 283 and a 4-speed manual transmission is incredibly rare and incredibly valuable. What makes these trucks special is their car-like styling. They looked more sophisticated than other trucks of the era, which made them popular with buyers who wanted truck utility without looking like farmers. Number 9. 1973 to 1987 Chevrolet C10. This might surprise you. The square-body C10 was once considered ugly and outdated. Now these trucks are selling for $150,000 to $220,000 in pristine condition. The market has completely flipped on these trucks. The early years, 1973 to 1976, are the most valuable because they had the least restrictive emissions equipment. You could still get genuine performance from the big block engines. The 1976 is particularly sought after because it was the last year before catalytic converters became mandatory. Here's what changed everything. Young collectors discovered these trucks. Millennials who grew up seeing these trucks everywhere now have money to buy them. Suddenly, what was common became cool, and prices exploded. Number 8. 1960 to 1966 Chevrolet C10. The first trucks to actually be called C10 are now worth serious money. These trucks bridge the gap between the classic 50s styling and the modern 60s look. Clean examples bring $160,000 to $240,000. The 1965 to 1966 models are the most valuable because they had the best styling and the most powerful engines. The 327 V8 was available, and it transformed these trucks from work vehicles into performance machines. What drives values is originality. Most of these trucks were modified over the years, lowered, painted, engine swapped. Finding one that's completely stock is nearly impossible, which makes the few survivors incredibly valuable. Number 7. 1948 to 1952 Ford F1. Before the F100, there was the F1. These trucks established Ford's truck dominance and created the template that all future pickups would follow. Museum-quality examples now sell for $180,000 to $260,000. The 1950 is the magic year. It had the best build quality and the most refined styling. Plus, it could be ordered with Ford's flathead V8, which gives it serious street cred among collectors. Here's what makes these trucks special. They were the first truly modern pickup trucks. The styling was clean and purposeful, and the engineering was advanced for its time. They set the standard that everyone else tried to copy. Number 6. 1941 to 1947 Chevrolet AK Series. These pre-war and immediately post-war trucks are the foundation of Chevrolet's truck legacy. The styling was advanced for its time, and the build quality was incredible. Top examples now bring $200,000 to $280,000. The 1947 is the most valuable year because it was the last of this design before the advanced design trucks took over. It represents the end of an era, and collectors pay accordingly. What makes these trucks incredibly valuable is their rarity. Production was limited during the war years, and most of these trucks were worked to death in the following decades. Survivors are incredibly rare. Number 5. 1967 to 1972 Ford F-250. While everyone focuses on F-100s, the heavy-duty F-250 has quietly become incredibly valuable. These trucks had bigger engines, stronger frames, and more capability. Pristine examples now sell for $220,000 to $300,000. The 1970 is the sweet spot year. It had the cleanest styling and could be ordered with Ford's legendary 429 big block engine. Finding a 70 F-250 with a 429 and a 4-speed manual is like finding a unicorn. Here's why these trucks are worth so much. They're incredibly rare and good condition. Most were used for heavy work and got beaten up. The few that survived are now worth fortunes. Number 4. 1953 to 1956 Ford F-100 High-grade restorations. We mentioned the F-100 earlier, but the absolute best examples, frame-off restorations with perfect paint, chrome, and interiors, are selling for $250,000 to $350,000. These aren't just old trucks, they're rolling pieces of art. What pushes these trucks into supercar territory is the quality of restoration. We're talking about trucks that are better than new, perfect paint, show-quality chrome, custom interiors with modern amenities hidden inside period-correct styling. The 1956 with a Y-block V8 and 3-speed manual transmission is the holy grail. When one comes up for sale in Concours condition, collectors mortgage their houses to buy them. Number 3. 1955 to 1957 Chevrolet Cameo Carrier. The Cameo Carrier was Chevy's attempt to make trucks more car-like. It had fiberglass rear fenders, two-tone paint, and car-level trim. Only 16,760 were ever made, and pristine examples now sell for $300,000 to $450,000. The 1957 is the most valuable because it was the final year and had the best styling. It could be ordered with a fuel-injected 283 engine, the same setup that made the 57 Corvette legendary. Here's what makes these trucks insanely valuable. They were too expensive when new, so few people bought them. Most buyers chose regular trucks instead. The Cameo Carrier was a commercial failure that's now a collector's dream. Number 2. 1930 to 1931 Ford Model A Pickup. Going way back to the early days of pickup trucks, the Model A pickup established the basic template that all future trucks would follow. The best examples now sell for $400,000 to $600,000. What makes these trucks incredibly valuable is their historical significance. They were among the first mass-produced pickup trucks, and they established Ford's dominance in the truck market that continues today. The 1931 is particularly valuable because it was the last year of production before the Model B took over. It had all the refinements worked out and represented the pinnacle of Model A engineering. Number 1. 1956 Ford F-100 Special Editions. The most expensive pickup truck ever sold was a 1956 Ford F-100 that brought $650,000 at auction. But this wasn't just any F-100. It was a one-of-a-kind custom truck built for a Ford executive. What made this truck worth more than most Ferraris was its provenance and uniqueness. It had a supercharged Y-block V8, custom interior, and was built by Ford's own styling department as a show vehicle. This truck represents the absolute peak of the vintage pickup market. It proves that the right truck with the right story can be worth more than any supercar ever built. But here's the real kicker. Experts predict these values are just the beginning. As these trucks become rarer and the collector base grows, prices could go even higher. We might see the first million-dollar pickup truck within the next decade. The vintage pickup truck market has completely changed the game. These aren't just old work trucks anymore. They're legitimate collector vehicles that rival the most expensive cars in the world. The combination of rarity, nostalgia, and incredible style has created a perfect storm that's driving values through the roof. If you found this countdown as shocking as I did, you'll definitely want to check out our next video about the most expensive motorcycles ever sold. Some of these bikes cost more than houses.